Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning, beautiful women building brands in the world. I am so excited to come here today. Good morning. How are you? So I want to talk about amplifying, magnetizing, and monetizing your message as a personal brand. So I wanted to break down. We are hosting a personal branding bootcamp in just 2 weeks. Hey, Monica. Hey, Ciara. How are you? And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about is why we talk about amplifying, magnetizing, and monetizing. So I think that there is so much talk online about you have to go live and you have to post on Instagram and you have to do reels and you have to do all of this. But the reality is that we need to go back to basics and really build a brand to last and really build a brand that, in my opinion, most of the women that are in my world, they really want to make money, they want to make a difference, and they also are looking for happiness. They started a business so they can sustain a life that they absolutely love. So I want to talk a little bit about what we are going to be covering in the bootcamp, but also what does it actually mean to amplify, to magnetize, and to monetize. Because you can go live every single day. You can, you can be posting 3 times a day and still not making money and still not bringing your message across and still not be magnetic to the people that you want to attract, right? So what I did is I printed out the workbook so I can have some structure so I don't start blurbing and I don't forget. So I want to talk a little bit about the framework that we use when we are building a personal brand. So I love thinking of building a personal brand as a 3-phase work, right? Where at the beginning, we really think about the strategy. We really think about who we want to attract. In that strategy is where the magic happens. And this is what most people struggle with, because what happens is you're hearing so much noise online and you're hearing so many people tell you have to post more, you have to post more. But at the end of the day, what matters is not how much you're posting and how much people are seeing you, is how effective your messaging and the words and what you're putting into the world actually is. Because you can work smarter and not harder if you have a message that is more aligned and that you're constantly tweaking and you understand what your end goal is with every single piece of content, with every single strategy that you put out there, and every single action that you put in motion in your business. So the framework that we use and how we are going to be teaching you the Ultimate Personal Branding Bootcamp in February basically is brand strategy, brand identity, and brand marketing. And this is where most people are very confused. So let me actually go through each of them really quick so you have an idea of maybe where you're at and what are the things that you can start really applying right now in your business. So number one, under your brand strategy, what we really want to understand is, number one is who you are. What is your message? What is your take? What is your twist? What is your plot? You can call it whatever you want. I always like to think of your brand, I tell my clients, as a movie, right? And there is when you look at the characters in a movie, they have a personality, they have a way that they talk, they have something that gets to you, right? You either fall in love with them or you feel rejected by them. And they are a character. They are not a real person, but they are characterized as a real person. So I want you to think, you don't need to create a character, but I want you to really think about this and like how you're building your brand. What is the personality, right? Who are you? How are you coming across? How are people seeing you? Now, I truly believe that authenticity is everything. So when it comes to your personal brand, it's all about uncovering and discovering who you really are and really bring all of these concepts to life with intention, Okay, so on day one, we're going to be talking about the brand strategy, the brand identity, the brand marketing, and which of these you need to be applying at different times in your business. Because what I see is, I actually see online some amazing brands, personal brands in general, but then their photos are shit, their graphics are shit, their the way they're presenting themselves. And while I in my heart believe there is a space for you to be authentic and to show your house and to show you where you work. Like right now, right? Like I'm in a co-working space. You go to my stories, I posted a picture of myself, no makeup, in my loft upstairs after working out. But there is a moment for you to go from DIY to having a visual identity and really looking professional, and then how you are bringing that into the world. What are the marketing strategies at any stage of your business that you can use? So on the Personal Branding Bootcamp, when we talk about number one, amplifying, is really getting your message to more people, right? And this is where most people go wrong. This is where most people, like, they think that in order to get their message to more people, they need to post more. This is not right. This is not correct. Okay, this is not the truth. What you need is, first you need to have the messaging, then you can have the idea, the visual identity. And now it's like, okay, what are my marketing avenues, right? How am I getting to more people? We teach this inside of our academy, but in the Personal Branding Bootcamp, the way we're going to be teaching you this is through lead generation strategies. Because I don't know if you saw something I posted a few days ago. Whoever is telling you that building a personal brand is the only way to go, is you, personal brand without lead generation is dead. It's you talking into the abyss. So you, as a personal brand, your responsibility is to have the right message, have the right strategy, have the right visuals, and then put them in front of more eyes so you can find the people that are for you, the right people with the right message, with the right purpose at the right time. Okay, so on day number one, we're going to talk all about the basics of the framework that we use, the brand strategy, the brand identity, the brand marketing. And then on day number two, we're going to really talk about attracting clients that you love working with. I would love to hear from the people that is live right now, how many times you have gotten a client, you started working with them, and then all of a sudden you're like, how in the freaking world did I get stuck with this person? Or you're getting on discovery calls and people are telling you, oh, you're too expensive for me, or I can't afford you. Now, I want to give you a little bit of background on this. If people are telling you, hey, I can't afford you right now, that is okay, because that means they see the value, but they are not there yet, right? So you are attracting the right people, that they are aiming to get to the place of the person that you want to attract. Now, if people are telling you, oh, you're too expensive, is because somewhere in your messaging, right? We talked about amplifying and we talked about magnetizing. We're going to talk about that in a second more. Is if people are telling you you're too expensive, they can't see the value in what you offer. And that is a problem, and that is a messaging problem. That is a positioning problem. They don't see you as maybe high-end enough, or they don't see that you're going to deliver what they're looking for, because they would pay if they would feel like they're going to get that transformation or that service that it's worth it for them, okay? So when we talk about attracting clients that you love working with, there is a mix. There is a mix between you being you, your message, who you want to work with, and really understanding this ideal client. And this is where it gets really tricky, because as business owners, we assume that we know what people want, what people need, and at the end of the day, the reality is we don't. We have to ask questions, we have to do market research, we have to really, there is a saying in marketing that says you have to go to bed with your client. And while you don't have to actually go to bed in real life, it's like, what are they worrying about when it comes to the problem that you solve, right? So I know that for me, many people are struggling with creating content, with going live, But that is not the real problem. The real problem why they struggle with that is because they don't have their brand strategy figured out. But you have to understand, right, what is their superficial problem and what is the real problem. So we're going to talk a lot about uncovering and really attracting those clients through your messaging. And this is where we talk about magnetizing, right? Because you become magnetic to somebody when that person constantly feels, oh my God, you're speaking to my heart. Oh my God, Ati, like, you go through the same. Or like Monica, oh my God, yes, I go through that. So it's so important that you really totally understand your ideal client. That is going to be on day number 2, what kind of exercises you need to be doing, what kind of questions you need to be asking, and really what does it mean to understand your ideal client avatar, okay? So then on day number 3, we're gonna talk about something that I call the value niche statement. So if you've been in business for a while, maybe you heard about these as an elevator pitch, or you heard about these as one-liner moneymaker, I used to call it before. Now I have changed these a little bit through the years to value niche statement. So what does this mean is one phrase that you can have a few. We're gonna work on them on class, live, on Zoom, where you can go to a networking event and you can introduce yourself. You can go, and what happens is that we want to be interested in the person that is in front of us and not interesting. When we are connecting with people, when we are presenting ourselves for a masterclass, for a podcast, right? We need to really give people something in under 30 seconds that they're gonna be interested in. I mean, like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. And in order to do that is you're providing content through this one-liner, right? Something that you can explain really, really quick. Because what happens is most people, like, have you ever gone like to an event or that you've been interviewed somewhere and somebody tells you, oh, what do you do? Well, I do this and I do that. And like, you start lollygagging. After 20 seconds, you lost that person. Tell me in the comments if this has ever happened to you. I know for my realtors, a lot of the time what happens, it's like, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a realtor. But a realtor can be it can be a realtor in so many different ways. You can be commercial, you can be high-end, you can do luxury. So you could say, oh, I help CEOs find their dream home. That is not the same. Or I work with executives to find their next dream home, right? That is not the same than saying, oh, I do investors, or I do. So it's not really the same. So when you really, you can have a one-liner that you can say, and you can have many. This is a secret that many people don't know. So you can have 2 or 3 or 4. So I'm going to tell you a secret. So depending on where I go, right? So if I'm at a networking event where they're all insurance agents. Actually, this happens to me quite often because I work with a few coaches on the insurance space. I also work with people in real estate. So depending on where I am, my big liner, my big introduction is always, my name is Ati Greenspan. I work with women who are the face of their business and I help them build personal brands. They love showing up for on and off social media. That's really broad. If I tell that at a networking event, people will be like, I don't even know what she's talking about. But if I'm in person, I'm going to introduce myself like, oh, when women start a business, I actually help them learn how to promote themselves on and off social media so they can get more clients and they can get known in the community, right? That's one that I use. Another one that I use all the time is, oh, I help realtors learn how to show up in social media so they can get more clients from it. So do you see how that value niche statement, depending on where you're at, you can change, but you have to have it ready. You have to know what to say. This is part of your strategy to promote yourself, okay? So if you have right now a I help statement, I would love if you can put it on the comments. And like, what do you have or where do you struggle with this? I would love to hear it. So that is on day number 3. And day number 4, we're gonna talk all about content. So I kind of wanna walk you through why we decided on all these topics. In order for you to amplify, right, have more eyes, more your message be heard over more spaces without you working more, right? Number 1, you need to be strategic. Your message needs to be on point. Number 2 is the magnetizing, really understanding that ideal client, that person that you want to talk to, that person that you want to work with. So now you create an environment where all of this is working together. So now the third part is your content. But most people think that content is just Instagram. Content is just Facebook. Content is just, but it's not. Content can be you creating a class, you creating a free masterclass, you showing up in front of other audiences. And we're gonna show you all of these strategies, because we truly believe this is what is not being talked about in the marketplace. Nobody's teaching you that. You have Instagram gurus, you have Facebook gurus, you have, but what there is not out there is the one strategy that you can apply to your platform, the platform that you actually want to concentrate on, and how to double down on that one. So Ciara says, I'm an editor and coordinator. I do brand marketing for retail and beauty. I help my clients elevate their clients' digital experience. I love that. And now I want you to kind of work on like short ones that you could, so if you're at a room, right, full with people that maybe need photo shoots, maybe you're gonna change that a little bit. I want you to have all these different short ones that you can start a conversation with, and you can brainstorm as I'm talking, right? So, okay, so we talked about you understanding the framework, right? Brand marketing, visual identity, and brand strategy, visual identity, and brand marketing. And then attracting your clients, really having those words ready to go that roll out of your tongue so you can start conversations in any situation. And then having a content system so you don't have to be constantly creating content. So one of the things is, you may be watching this here on Instagram. This is going live also on Facebook, inside of my Facebook group, and it's going to be going live also on my personal Facebook. Because guys, you don't have to work harder, you can work smarter, right? And then from these, we're creating different pieces that are written, right? So the reason why I say this could even be a email, this can be a link on a text, this can be, so when you understand where your people hanging out, what's important for them, what are they actually opening, that is how you're magnetizing, right? And how you're being more strategic, and you don't need to work harder, you can work smarter. So then those are the 5 days that we are promoting, and then we're going to have bonus days. So I know that some of the ladies watching right now, you have been on some of my boot camps. I would love to leave me a comment here and tell me what was your experience, because I know that many of the people that come to the boot camps, they are blown away by the amount of value that we put in there. Guys, this can easily be a paid course. If this was a paid course, this would be a $19.99 course, like a $1,999, right? Because we are going through every single building block, and then we are teaching you our content system, and we are also teaching you copy, we're teaching you lead generation, and my favorite session of all is always mindset, because I'm gonna tell you this. When you're building a personal brand, your biggest struggle is going to be your mindset. If you are having thoughts like, who's gonna listen to me? Oh my God, everybody's doing the same, or everybody's talking about this. This is the thing. I am going to show you certain tools that I have used, my clients have used, to go from 0 to 6 figures in 1 year. Because when you actually decide that your voice matters, so if you know the boot camp is called the Ultimate Personal Branding Bootcamp, but all of my programs, my tagline, everything is Be You Brand. And the reason for that is because at the heart of your business, at the heart of your brand, especially if you're the face of your business, like if you're a personal trainer, like me, a photographer and coach, if you are a life coach, if you have an agency and you are a solopreneur, you, my friend, are a personal brand, okay? Because you are the face of your business. And if you do not believe that your voice matters, and you don't believe that you have an edge, and you don't work to create that edge, none of the rest matters. Because we can work through brand strategy all you want, but if you are working through that self-discovery and you do not believe that what you're writing in there matters, the rest doesn't matter. You're not going to love your content. You're not going to even love the clients that you're putting out there, because you're going to be playing small, right? So you're going to be talking to clients that they are like low quality, if you want to call it, instead of like really aiming for that client that you want to help and you know that you can help, okay? So Ciara says, love your bootcamp. It does for me what I do for my clients. I get to see it on the other side. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, I have coaches, I have mentors, I see it in other boot camps. So the boot camp, it's happening February 6th to the 10th. So if you're here on this live and you have friends right now that you know they need to elevate their brand, they are struggling through social media, they're struggling to get more visible, they're struggling to really understand how to grow and to get better quality clients, this is the boot camp for them. So head to the link on my bio, go to attigreenspan.com/bootcamp, get registered. There is almost 200 women already registered for it. I am super excited, and then we'll see you there. And if you have any questions, drop them here on the comments, and I'll come back in about an hour and respond all of them. Thank you so much, ladies. See you soon.